Since 93 Sports, the only place for sports, entertainment, and the most relevant social issues of today. Alright, since 93 Sports, shout outs to the LDBC and shouts out to Black Fight Fan TV. I seen this video on Chris Eubanks Jr.'s fight and Conor Benn's fight over the weekend. I believe it was yesterday, actually. And I seen highlights of the Chris Eubanks Jr. fight. I was actually at work when it came on, you know, the time difference. I believe it came on like around, I want to say 4 or 5 Central Standard Time or whatever. I'm out here in the Midwest. But I thought it was a good performance. I was really surprised when he got the knockout. I was just thinking before the fight, I'm like, man, Chris Eubanks Jr. got to knock some of these guys out. You know, it's looking like his power really ain't translating to 168. And you know, looking at the guy or looking at his performances, I really thought he was more of like a volume puncher. He wasn't really like the heaviest puncher. He was just outworking guys. He was real active. He comes in the fight in tip-top shape, and he's able to outwork a lot of these guys. So that's how he was beating a lot of these guys, you know, getting a lot of decisions, and he wasn't really hurting these. He was hurting some of these guys, but he wasn't able to finish them. You know, just like the whole I don't know what the name of the guy that he fought on. It was the first fight he had on the IFL TV. It's the guy who he won the title off of. He was whooping on the guy, but the fight ended up getting stopped with the guy on his feet. You know, he's not just got this one punch power. It's accumulation with him. You know, and that's still good though. You know, you can't rely strictly on power. But I always kind of figured that it wouldn't really translate to 168 because at 160 it wasn't really that devastating. But that's another situation. But anyway, back to the fight. He won the fight, 3rd round KO, knocked the guy damn near out cold, straight sit there, pose on him, Captain America pose or Superman pose, whatever you want to call it. You know, he just styled on him, man. That's good for boxing, you know. That kind of charisma, that's what stars are made of. So that's definitely good to have a fighter. In this day and age, you can't just have the skills, man. You gotta have the full package. You gotta be able to talk the talk, walk the walk. You gotta be an ambassador for the sport. You gotta be able to interview us. All these other things that goes into being a successful fighter other than fighting. That's why a lot of these guys that got these crazy ass skills ain't stars. If it was just about pure skills, it would be guys like Rigo being, you know, huge stars, and Andre Ward being huge stars. These guys got a lot of talent, but sometimes that's just not enough. But yeah, like I was saying, the guy's a volume puncher. He's not the strongest puncher. I really think he'd be more effective going back down to 160. I feel like it's a lot of guys down there he could fight. But at the domestic level, it's probably more money in the UK because the UK got the 168-pound division pretty tight. You know, you got George Groves, Jamie Cox, you got the guy that James DeGale. It's a lot of names down there from the UK at 168, so you can make some pretty good money down there at 168 and be fine. But like I said, he got the charisma to be a star. My opinion on him, he can be a little wild and undisciplined at times, so this is gonna really affect him when he's fighting his top tier talent, especially a veteran like George Groves. If George Groves gets past Jamie Cox, it's gonna be interesting because when Chris Eubanks gets to throwing these combinations, he gets a little overzealous and he just starts throwing them, winging them, throwing them wide. Even in the last sequence before he knocked this guy out, he just knocked out, he was missing hooks and shots wildly. So a veteran like Groves could be punching in between these shots and catch it with some shit. And Groves can punch. So that'll definitely be interesting. Groves probably would be favored in the fight. Well, he would have to be favored in the fight. He's the champion, and he's fought way more competition. So the 168-pound division is wide open, man. Like, I was really thinking James DeGale was going to be the guy at 168, but Badu Jack proved that. But do we know that there's anybody at 168 on the level of Badu Jack? So, you know, it's anybody's division to take right now. It's wide open. But that's my thoughts. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified when all my latest content drops. And I'm out.